bringing a console game to PC isn't always as easy as you'd think.
Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. You are all about to witness the dawning of a new age.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 worst PC ports.
What the hell are you doing?
We're looking at the console to PC ports that suffered most in terms of quality. Whether they're recent titles or enhanced versions of classics, be it from a lack of features or poor optimization for certain hardware, these ports couldn't quite go the distance.
You're dead, new kid! Dead!
We're not taking into account games that were fixed by modders because, honestly, they shouldn't be doing the developers' jobs. Number 10. Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition.
You showed up.
This Special Edition was a re-release that was released to address the original version's difficulty.
Damn you! You have lost.
A prequel to the first game, Devil May Cry 3 chronicles the mercenary Dante's early days as he is steadily drawn into the world of demons.
I don't like anybody who has a bigger mouth than mine.
When it came time to bring the special edition of the game to PC, developer Source Next was chosen to handle the porting process. Unfortunately, the core game's charms were undermined by an underpowered game engine, poor controls, and the lack of a save and quit feature. Not exactly a sterling example of game design, to say the least.
Good plan, Pop.
Just the opposite, actually.
Number 9. Bully Scholarship Edition.
We've been expecting you. Welcome to Bullworth Academy.
Developer Rockstar Vancouver's much-loved title didn't fare so well in its transition to Microsoft Windows.
Yeah, not a chance.
The original PS2 game focused on new student Jimmy Hopkins' struggles at Bullworth Academy, as does the enhanced remake Bully Scholarship Edition.
I've been here 5 minutes and already people want me dead.
However, the difference between the original and the PC port lies in overall quality. The latter was found to have noticeable issues. In addition to poor mouse and keyboard support, Scholarship Edition on PC also suffered from frame rate issues and a lack of certain environmental textures. Not to mention, it was capped at 30 frames per second, something you're about to see a lot of here.
Yeah, I've been expelled from anywhere halfway decent because I'm really bad.
Number 8. Final Fantasy VII. Square Enix's critically acclaimed Final Fantasy VII for the PS1 struggled when it was ported to PC in 1998. While the PC version did solve issues with the English translation, it came at a cost. Bugs plagued various aspects of the game, such as the game's FMVs. On top of all that, the soundtrack was reduced to MIDI files. The 2012 Steam release fixed most of these issues, but somehow made the soundtrack even worse. To give you an example, here's the PS1 version of One Winged Angel, and here's the Steam version before it was patched. Given Square's troubles when porting Final Fantasy XIII, this may very well be a trend. Number 7. The Evil Within. As talented as Shinji Mikami may be, he can't overcome poor porting practices.
Junior Detective Kidman. Any thoughts?
Tango Gameworks' 2004 survival horror title, The Evil Within, put gamers in the role of a police detective attempting to escape a constantly shifting nightmare realm. The game's various strengths were tested, however, with the release of its PC port. Said port was locked at 30 frames per second, suffered from graphical errors, and would even crash on occasion.
Maybe I should help you.
Should help you.
Shit.
Add in the problem of the letterbox presentation from all versions of the game, and you have an uneven product, to say the least.
My God.
Number 6. Watch Dogs.
What the hell is that? We need to abort.
This major new IP from Ubisoft had issues, that's for sure. Alongside the 8th generation consoles, the PC version of Watch Dogs was said to have been prioritized during development, a detail that didn't come quite across in practice.
Jordy, tell me you're joking.
No, I called them too.
As a result, the PC version was plagued at release by numerous technical issues, such as frame rates dropping into the single digits and outright broken save files requiring a restart.
I heard stories, man, they're like nothing you ever seen before.
Though Ubisoft has since made efforts to fix the game via patches, it seems clear that Watch Dogs on PC wasn't quite ready for launch. Number 5. Saints Row 2. The Saints probably feel a little shame for this one. Released 3 months late after its console counterparts, the PC port of Saints Row 2 came with problems from the get-go. The game's non-linear open-world design and charming cast were undermined by the PC port's glitches, such as movement and voices speeding up, or keys just not responding with their mapped actions. Combined with crashes and the occasional tendency to run at an abysmal 15 frames, this game was a mess through and through.
Let's see how I'm gonna make a necklace out of your teeth.
Number 4. SpiderMan 2.
Oh, cheap shot.
SpiderMan does whatever a spider can, except just not on PC.
Something smells fishy.
Developed by the Fizz Factor to coincide with the release of the 2004 film, Spider-Man 2 for PC was an odd creation. The game's most notable omission was the lack of a free-roaming open world that the console versions had. You know, the feature that made it good. Instead, Spider-Man 2 on PC gave players a more linear and simplistic experience.
I'm gonna clobber you for that, punk!
However, the even larger issues were the game's poor controls, questionable camera, and lackluster character animations. Suffice to say, it was not very impressive in scope or quality.
I'm gonna get me a spider. Come here, I got something for you.
Number 3. Batman Arkham Knight.
Good evening, Mr. Wayne. I hope the car is performing to your high expectations.
Rocksteady's third installment in the Batman Arkham series was, shall we say, flawed on the PC.
Real nasty.
Possibly due to being handed off to Iron Galaxy Studios, the PC version of Batman Arkham Knight launched to overwhelming criticism.
Now the real work begins.
The reasons were plentiful: a frame rate cap of 30 FPS, stuttering gameplay no matter the quality of one's computer, a decent helping of hard crashes, and other problems with performances.
We've got your back in here, Batman. All of us.
To add further insult to injury, the recent launch of Steam's refund policy forced WB to pull the game from service. Imagine if that was around when other games on this list were launched.
You still know how to make an entrance.
How's the evacuation going?
Number 2. Resident Evil 4. Capcom seems to have some issues bringing their titles to home computers. Case in point, the 2007 PC release of Resident Evil 4, ported by Source Next on Capcom's behalf, was something of a notably flawed release. First and foremost, the PC version was a port of the PS2 version, which was already an inferior port of the original GameCube version. In addition to that issue, Resident Evil 4 for Windows suffered from no mouse support at all, really bad keyboard controls, low quality cutscenes, and missing lighting effects, which resulted in really drab environments. Such a shame. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Dark Souls, Prepare to Die Edition.
I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity.
For many, this was a great game completely lost in translation.
You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum.
Originally released for consoles in 2011, the special Prepare to Die edition came exclusively to PC with the goal of adding content, instead of, optimizing for the platform. What resulted was an uneven and almost unplayable port, with the game's noteworthy difficulty made borderline unfair by a complete lack of understanding how modern PC games function. Besides being buggy and unresponsive, the keyboard controls put necessary actions in hard-to-reach places. Who uses the end button? Even if you try to play a game with a USB controller, the mouse cursor never goes away, flying around the screen at all times. Like Resident Evil 4, you can fix this game with mod support, but who wants to do that? It's supposed to work when you buy it.
This is your fate.
Do you agree with our list?
Is there something missing?
What's your least favorite PC port? For more reflective top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I got away.